Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by David Van Noord, of course, the head baseball coach at Hudsonville. David, well, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us.
You bet. Glad to be on the show.
Well, we are only a couple games. Let's talk about how the season's kind of going so far, because postseason is right around the corner. So how have you guys been doing so far this year?
Good. We play quite a schedule. Our league, the OK Red, is a very, very competitive league in high school sports, and really in all sports, and it's especially true for baseball. So we just finished our last series in the Red with Grand Haven. We actually finished third. Rockford won the league this year. They were 16-5, and then Jenison finished second. We're 15-6, and then us and Granville were third place at 14-7. So it was quite a league race. Those four teams, very similar, very comparable talent-wise, I think. Rockford, deserved to win the league for sure with only 5 losses, but we beat each other up quite a bit. And even the mid and bottom part of the league in the Red, with a 3-game series each week, it's tough. It's really tough. So we just finished that. We're 25-9-1 overall, and we've played really good non-league competition as well. So we don't really get a break in our schedule. We play in a number of tournaments that have really good teams. We just, a couple Saturdays ago, we won our Milan Miracle Tournament, beating Battle Creek Lakeview and Matawan, 2 quality teams. So that's been good. Our pitching depth really helps us non-league and weekend-wise, because we pitch our 3 top starters in our league games, and then we're still able to be quite competitive on the weekends with other pitchers. So we actually have a tournament this weekend. Tonight we play Forest Hills Northern in the Jimmy Gherkin Memorial Weekend Tournament. And then tomorrow, if we win, we would play the winner of Mount Pleasant, East Grand Rapids. If we lose, we play the loser. So we have that going on too.
Yeah. Okay. So for people that might not know, just kind of talk about some of the guys, that really have contributed to this team, or people that might not, or some guys that people might not know about that maybe deserve a little accolade.
Well, we have 3 quality starting pitchers, which they're Division I talent pitchers. Now, whether or not they all end up Division I, that's going to be, up to them kind of down the road. But yet their talent is probably as good as Division I pitchers in the state. We have senior Ali Rosensky. He's going to Lansing Community College, and then I think after Lansing for a couple of years, he could end up in the MAC. So I think he's like a MAC level pitcher. We have Gibby Sink, a junior lefty who's headed to Indiana University in the Big Ten. He has a lot of talent. And then our not really our third, because the 3 pitchers are very, very similar. Our other starter in the league is Braylon McFall. He's a junior, and he's got a lot of talent, and he, I'm sure down the road has Division I, capabilities as well. So those are our 3 top pitchers. Position players, our catcher Gage Robertson's a 3-year starter. He's a stud. He's a middle of the lineup hitter, and he also is really good behind the plate. He's got a very strong arm, and just a really good, solid leader. Our shortstop Ryan Aarons is a junior, very good player. Is our leadoff hitter. He'll be a really good college baseball player down there. He also closes for us too, so he's had a great year. And then we have a big sophomore, a big man, Ferris Aldred, and he is really hit the ball for us, batting over 400 this year against, again, good competition, and he drives in a lot of runs, and he's hit some home runs. So he's a talented player as well.
I know with spring sports, as always, there's always, obviously you have to battle the weather that first month of the season, and then as time goes on, it usually gets a little bit better. How do you think? How have you guys adjusted to, like, I'm pretty sure you've seen plenty of this in your years of coaching, but overall, what was it like dealing with weather this year?
Well, we actually got a game in before spring break, which we scheduled the last few years. We've scheduled games just in case the weather was okay, but yet we also understand that a lot of times you can't get them in. So we played Byron Center before our spring break trip. We take a spring break trip to Florida. We take our varsity team and our JV team. So we end up taking anywhere from 30 to 35 guys, and we really go at it in practice. And then also we play inter squad games with our players. So we get 5 inter squad games in with our varsity guys. We actually play 2 games at once. We have our younger guys on another field, and they get in 3 games throughout the week. So that helps us prep. And then we come back, and again, the weather can be extremely different from our week in Florida, where it's 80 and 85 and sunny. So yeah, kids are pretty resilient with the weather. We really didn't have to make up that many games. We moved a few of them around, but for the most part, we didn't really lose that many um, to bad weather. So, definitely some cold games. Man, we played a really cold game against Granville this year. I think the wind chill had to be in the 30s, some snow in the air. Um, but yeah, you get through those weeks in April, and you hope by May that it's better. And I think this year it was. And now we've got great baseball weather, so that's nice heading into the district.
Yeah, let's talk about districts for a second. What is districts looking like for you guys this year? I know you don't want to look ahead toward, obviously this weekend's the biggest priority, but who do you guys start with districts?
We play a Tuesday pre-district game at home against West Ottawa. They're a league team. We played them in our league. It actually would have been the second week of the league, and we also play them sometimes in the districts, depending on which district we go to.
Right.
Traditionally, we're in a district with Granville and Jenison, Granville, Jenison, Hudsonville, and we just beat the crap out of each other through the years. Last year, we ended up going to the Lake Shore, so we went west. This year, we're going west again. So we play in our league or in our district, West Ottawa, and then if we win, we would play Saturday against St. Joe, who was in our district last year as well. And then that hadn't been the case at all for years. And then the other side of the bracket would be the 2 Zeeland schools, Zeeland East and Zeeland West. Um, and again, Zeeland's not always in our district. It kind of depends on, how it goes with the number of teams and so on. So that's who we have. Zeeland East especially has a good record this year. I think they only have 2 losses. One loss was to us on a Saturday, and then the other loss was to Jenison, who's another OK Red school. So they've got a really good team. But traditionally, Zeeland East, Zeeland West, that's a war. So that's going to be a tough semifinal game for them as well.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have 2 schools on the same campus, it's always going to be like that. So, but going into this weekend and really going into districts, what do you feel like? What do you feel like you need to see out of this team to make a run in the postseason?
Well, we have to get our pitchers, some runs. I mean, with our 25 wins, we've been able to do that. But boy, we have had a lot of close games. We've won a lot of low scoring close games with our pitching. We've in our 9 losses, we've lost some really close, tough 1-run games where we haven't scored, enough runs. So I think that's probably the key. We've got to generate some offense for our guys on the mound and see what happens. Our defense, through the year, through the season has been pretty consistent. So we hope we get consistent defense in the district as well. But if you cover high school sports, anything can happen in the postseason. So you just have to try to grind it out and take each inning and take the opportunities that you get some guys on and try to get them in. So yeah, I think our offense just need to help our pitchers.
Yeah, for sure. And anything can happen in baseball, especially regardless of what league it is. So it should be fun as always. But David, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck this postseason. Thanks for taking some time.
You bet. Thanks, Casey. Have a great weekend.